Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 28 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We're working hard. We're getting stuff done over here.
Yeah, things are very, very busy these days, but it's a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us, Nicole. Michael, thanks for being here. Devontae, thanks for popping in. Dave, nice to see you here. Beauty, thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah.
All right, first topic of today. Last week, we alluded to a new platform. Unfortunately, we're still waiting on a couple of things, but we're very excited about it and hoping that it comes very soon, hopefully next week. But obviously, sorry, there's a loud vehicle coming by. Hopefully next week. I'm often too optimistic about how soon things will come, but I'm really hoping for next week. We'll see. But Dan is working on one feature in particular that we definitely will have next week. So there's that to look forward to. One update that happened this week was we lowered the video latency for YouTube. So Hangouts on Air users will probably appreciate this one, as we originally had it set. YouTube actually lets you, because a lot of people don't know this, but the latency you see on YouTube and Facebook, it actually comes from YouTube and Facebook. They do it on purpose so that the viewers have a better experience if they have bad internet, so things buffer and whatnot. But we were able to we tested things out and we're able to lower the latency settings on YouTube without really any issues. So you'll notice that, what's the delay now, Dan? Like 5 to 10 seconds?
Yeah, well, 5 to 8.
5 to 8 seconds? It's pretty similar to what Hangouts on Air was, almost identical to what Hangouts on Air was.
Same setting, yeah.
Same setting. We're using the same setting as Hangouts on Air. So hopefully Hangouts on Air users appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys have any questions for us or anything you want us to chat about, make sure you just leave it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll probably keep this one relatively short so we can get back to the grind, get back to work. Lee, thanks for joining us. Dale, nice to see you here. Ernest, thanks for tuning in. Let's see, are there any questions out there? Storage Pirate, how about a live background? We do have a static background right now. There have been some requests for video backgrounds, and we're putting some thought into whether or not we want to add those back, but we're not 100% sure yet. Yeah. I know Dave, Coach Dave, is a big fan of the moving backgrounds.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, Andy.
Just to go into more detail what Gage is talking about there, when we first released video overlays, we also added video backgrounds, and then we removed them shortly after, just because there's a couple things, like it's more processing on your guest's computer or even on your computer. It's also a bit more bandwidth. And then we just found
it's a hard thing to make, as well. People were trying to make
it's really hard to do them well. So we had a lot of people playing around with it and trying it, but a lot of people getting frustrated by it. So we pulled them off almost right after we released them. And we're considering maybe at some point re-adding them, but that's just to let you guys know what sort of the limitation was. You can do a GIF though.
You can do a GIF. If we re-add them, we'll probably do it where we have some templates for people. So it's sort of easy to just figure out how to make them and what they look like is probably what we'll do before we add them back.
Yeah, but it stays really light on everyone's computers, which is...
ones that are optimized for streaming.
Yeah.
Helen, thanks for joining us. Lots of new names in here tonight. It's great to have all you guys here. Good morning from South Australia. Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool to see all the new YouTubers joining us. I've had a lot of fun just going to YouTube and just typing in StreamYard and just putting like show broadcasts over the last like 48 hours or week or whatever. And there's just pages and pages and pages of people that are like testing StreamYard for the first time, new StreamYard test. And I've actually watched quite a few of them to get sort of feedback from that audience of what they think of StreamYard and how they're using it and the types of things they'd like to see. And it's really cool to see. Most of them seem like they're pretty big fans and are excited about switching over from Hangouts since, as we've mentioned several times now, it's going away August 1st. But it's super cool to see. And it's great to have I'm sure there's some people watching tonight that are from that crowd. So it's great to have all of you here. And we really appreciate you guys making videos about StreamYard. It's awesome.
Cool. I'd be interested where Helen's from in Australia. I've traveled around South Australia. I was in Sydney for a little while.
Right on.
So I'd be interested, Helen.
Bonnie, thanks for joining us. Nicole, saying hi to Andy. April, thanks for joining us. Anyone new here? Comics with Bueller. That's a new name.
Cool.
From the YouTube crowd. Merle, nice to have you here. Sab Jackson. Can images be shown during a live? Sorry if simple, but I've been playing around. Yeah, that's a good question. Images can be shown during a live stream. I'll show an older one that I have. So for example, I can throw this up here. And another interesting thing you can do with the images is you can make sections of them transparent. So for example, we've got our sample overlay. So if you want to just throw up a picture and just have it in the corner or something like that, you can easily do that in a image editing program like Photoshop, or even Google Slides allows you to do stuff like that, or Canva's a popular one. Those are all good tools for doing that type of stuff.
And what Gage is doing to actually pull that off is if you go on the right side in StreamYard, it's in the brand tab, and those are overlays. So like Gage said, you could upload one with transparency, so it just kind of goes on top of everything. Or if you just upload a solid image, it'll cover everything.
Oh yeah, and I completely forgot tonight, the 3 pillars of StreamYard. So for anyone new here, because I'm sure there's a lot of you, the 3 pillars of StreamYard are ease of use, stability, and professional looking streams. So if you're about those 3 things, StreamYard is probably the right tool for you. Comics starting using your StreamYard, really liking it. That's great to hear.
Cool.
Country 3D, thanks for joining us. Helen, I want to show my mobile phone on StreamYard. No doubt you've already had a live on this. Can you point me in the right direction if this can be done? I don't know that we have any videos on it, but it can be done. Dan's a bit more familiar with it, right? That's that tool you used, right, Dan? What's it called again?
Yeah, the one that I've used for it. So I'm just to clarify, I'm guessing what you're talking about is like you want to screen share mobile, basically. So you show your viewers, you're going through an app or something, or you're clicking around on your phone. I've done it with something called Reflector 3, but there's other apps as well. So basically, you're able to send what's on your phone over to your computer, and then you can screen share that. And it works very well.
Yeah, Helen. So the keywords you're looking for on Google, if you're just looking for any services, you want to find some sort of app that allows you to mirror the phone or iPad or whatever you're using, mirror that to your desktop, and then you can screen share that on StreamYard. Richard says, is it going to be possible to screen share using mobile? I would imagine it's eventually going to be possible, right, Dan? I would think, especially if you're on like a Google Pixel or something. We definitely don't have it yet, but probably not on phones. We'll probably do it on tablets, maybe, but we haven't really discussed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, it definitely comes up. I know Michael Daniels is asking about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Same thing is to be able to screen share. So yeah, I imagine it's not the top thing on our list because you can do it with other stuff already. But yeah, I think it could be. We don't actually have the ability to go live from mobile anyways right now, right? You have to bring in a guest on mobile.
That would come first, is the ability to host from mobile.
Yeah, most likely that would come first.
Most likely, yeah. Retro Sports Network, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for the compliment. Chroma keying, yes, chroma keying comes up a lot. You can do it if you use OBS in combination with StreamYard and bring it in as a virtual cam, but yes, that is requested quite a bit. Comics, planning on letting my audience know about StreamYard, easy to use and to get started. Thanks, we really appreciate that. RJ, hi, are you going to integrate OBS into StreamYard? So if we do, it won't be for a long period of time, but it's something we've thought out. Basically, it would probably we've thought about it both directions. Potentially, maybe an RTMP input from OBS, or potentially an add-on for OBS that was StreamYard, so you could get the chat and things like that into it. But not for. We've got a long list of things that we are trying to roll out before that. Yeah. Dave Gardner running all kinds of tests. Awesome. Let me know what the results are. Roy, thanks for joining us. Lots of comments coming in here. How about producer mode, where 2 or more people can have the full host interface? That one comes up quite a bit as well. We call that co-hosting, and that's higher up on the list than chroma keying and OBS add-ons and things like that. So you'll probably see that before any of those things. But there is sort of a workaround for this. We don't officially recommend it because you have to trust the person you're doing it with. But technically, you can have 2 people log into the same account, and then you'll both have host controls. I know Michael does a lot of that.
Yeah. So yeah, provided you trust them, they can log into your account, and now you're both hosting the stream. But again, make sure you trust them.
Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Lisi, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Yes, Reflector 3 was the name of it.
Yep. I believe so. I'll just check that for you. Yeah, that's it.
Masked Comedian says, love the product. I'm unable to get audio when share my sound editor. Is this on my end or globally? So it depends how you're trying to get the sound in. So if you're screen sharing, you should be able to, there's a little checkbox that says share audio. And if you use that checkbox, you should be able to share application audio or tab audio or your system audio. And then the other option is to use like a virtual mixer of some kind to get the audio in that way. But it should work. If it's not, ping us. Also, I'd be curious, are you able to get sound when you share other applications, or generally you're having trouble with the audio? I'd be curious to know.
Mm-hmm. Also, it does depend. Certain devices don't let you share sound from certain applications. So
that's true, yeah.
Could come into play. Like on Mac, you can only share sound from Chrome tabs when you're screen sharing.
Right, so it depends what operating system you're on.
Yeah. Windows, I think you can share full application.
Yeah. Michael, I would love to have the ability to use my Stream Deck with StreamYard. Yes, that one has come up a lot, and it is possible to do. I think Stream Deck has a little software development kit that allows people to make integrations. Again, there's quite a long list, but that one I'd imagine is probably not too bad to do. So we'll see if it keeps coming up over and over and over again. Maybe we'll put it higher on the list, but
yeah,
there's a few. I think you guys will appreciate the things we do have planned. There's some exciting things coming up, and it'll start next week. Will be the first big one. That's not the smallest one of the big things that are coming.
Yeah. The start of what's to come. It's not that big. The next one, but right after, it's going to keep getting bigger.
Thanks, Pirate. Any possibility about getting the channel name and icon from YouTube for guests rather than asking for their names? It looks bad seeing nothing but a generic icon when they have their camera off. Are you asking about when I turn off my webcam or the comment?
Yeah, so I think what he's asking is a guest comes in.
Oh,
we can ask them. It's like we asked them for their name. Instead of that, we can say, hey, log in with YouTube or Facebook, and then we have their image, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea. It's also come up quite a bit. People because not everyone wants to join with video. Sometimes, you look like me and you want to put a picture up instead, right? So that's come up quite a few times, and that's actually relatively easy to add. So again, that's probably farther up on the list than some of the other things we've discussed, like OBS integrations and things like that.
Yeah,
like these things just come into just every week. It's a long feature.
Yeah, just one more comment on that too. One thing we don't want to do is force people to log in with YouTube or Facebook, just because that's quite a barrier. A lot of people don't want their guests to have to log in with something. But the way we might do it is like an optional login, where it's like, hey,
I should have clarified that.
Yeah, do you want an image? Like, connect with YouTube, and then we'll grab it, or just upload an image from my computer.
Yeah,
which might be even easier.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't force people to log in. We're not big fans of that. Yeah, you have to trust. Definitely have to trust for co-hosting. Chad, also a fan of Stream Deck integration.
Yeah, I've actually looked at that one a little bit, and there's not too much involved. Again, it's not top of our list, but we can absolutely do that.
Yeah, it looks like they have a pretty nice. I was looking at it a bit today because of your post, actually, Chad, and they do actually have a very nice browser-based development kit that makes it pretty easy to integrate with. So,
yeah,
you never know. Maybe one of these weekends, one of us will take a peek.
Yeah.
RJ, I'm blind, and having the co-host would help me. That makes sense. I can definitely imagine that. Hopefully, it's awesome that you're able to use the product. RJ, if you ever have any feedback for us accessibility-wise, I know you mentioned over email that not all of our buttons are labeled. So we'll take a look at that for sure. But it's awesome that you're able to use it because Dan and I have no experience in accessibility or anything like that. So it's great to hear that you are actually able to use it. But
yeah, we're learning it on the fly.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue to make it better.
It's a big field, accessibility. There's just so many different things you need to account for, and yeah, it's cool though. I like programming for accessible stuff.
Mobile access to StreamYard. Mobile's high on the list. Guests can join on mobile, on iPhones, iPads, Androids, everything. You can join as a guest. We don't have hosting yet, but that one is very high on the list. Is StreamYard limited to 3 people on screen at once? No, it's limited to 6 people on screen at once.
Yeah, so you can have a screen plus 6 cameras, and then you can have 10 people in the actual studio. So you could have 10 people at the bottom of the studio basically, and like bring them in and out. To have if you want to have more than 6 people actually be part of a show, but not all at once.
Right. I think Dave's joking about my Facebook cover photo. That particular one. We did win. It was a good hockey tournament. I know Dave's a big hockey fan.
Was that the one that I was at?
Yeah, you were there. We're both in the picture, I think.
That was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah, Gage and I are lifelong hockey players. Although we haven't got as much time.
I haven't been on the rink for a while. But, it is fun.
Yeah.
Andy, tune in next week. Tune in next week for sure. You may be surprised what you find. Michael, I would like the ability to change my name while I'm in the stream. I'm guessing you're pretty tech savvy, so I'm guessing, Michael, you already know that you can refresh to change it. But yeah, obviously that's not ideal. It would be nice to be able to just change it in the settings.
Cool.
Nicole, it would be sweet if we had full mobile option. Yes, I agree. Lots of Andy's friends are on, right on. Storage is a fan of the logo. It's very polemic. It's sort of like you're for it or against it. Lots of people are like super anti the duck, and some people love it.
Really? Man, I thought everyone loved the duck.
There's definitely more people that love it than dislike it, but there's a vocal minority that's not a fan of the duck. But there's a vocal majority that is a fan. So.
I could see when you're streaming and we have the powered by StreamYard. If it didn't work with your brand, like if it was a very
I think that's usually what it is. It's just like I can't have a duck in the corner of my stream.
No, I get that. Especially if you're like a big corporation. I'm picturing like the IRS or something doing a stream. I'm like, yeah, we're not putting a duck. But there's all kinds of things that wouldn't work for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking about Harley Davidsons or something like, yeah, the duck's not gonna fit too well.
That's another one that you should check back in next couple weeks. I think you will be pleased. Jennifer, thanks for the info. I think I missed a comment, but thanks, Jennifer, for illuminating others. We don't have anything like that going on at this time, but yeah, who knows?
It's interesting.
Jeff, thanks for tuning in. Nice to see you here. Let's see what else is going on here. So many questions. Mentioned this before. But the ability to select which guest has the priority window. Yes, I agree with that one for sure. Lots of people want to be able to do this view, but instead of me big, they want to be able to have, Dan big, but obviously me still in the corner.
Yeah.
That's another one that's top tier. We need to start a tier system for the feature request. It's in the top. It's in the high priority pile. Fabrice, you're welcome. Thanks for checking it out. Gizzard Gary says he's getting positive feedback so far. So much positivity. I'm waiting for some hate to come in.
You welcomed it here.
I've started off. All right, let me switch back to this one. Oregon. Yeah, the Oregon Ducks. My parents live in Portland. I was actually born in Portland. So yeah, I'm not a big Ducks fan, but I'm a big fan of Ducks. Ducks.
Who doesn't love a mallard duck?
Yeah. Have the ability to have your front camera screen over the screen share instead of on the right side. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we've considered adding just like another layout for that.
Other than tech tools, do you guys have any user best practices material published? I'd like to find resources that match your brand pillars. So we do have let me just throw it up as a banner, StreamYard.com/resources/docs. Those are our help docs. So that sort of walks through basic questions and the basic version of getting started. Dan and I are considering making sort of an about page that's a sort of outline. I'm not sure if I fully understood the question correctly, but in case this is what you're asking, we're also considering having an about page that really goes through like what we're all about, why we made StreamYard, the direction we plan on going, and things like that, if that's what the question really was.
I'd imagine, yeah, probably more tutorials as well is kind of what he's wondering.
Yeah, so tutorials are definitely on the list. The thing with tutorials is we make features very fat, like there's features coming out all the time. So I find I make a tutorial video and it's like, oh, the UI isn't the same anymore. But I love tutorial videos, and I know they're super important for onboarding people and things like that. So I think what we don't have a solid date for you, but we're planning to have a big launch with a big feature release and have a lot of hype there, and come out of beta and have a big streaming celebration and whatnot. And after we have that, I think there'll be a period where we focus very hard on getting lots of those sort of resources out for all the new features we're releasing. So that's when you'll start to see more breadth of tutorials as far as, here's how you make overlays, here's how you make backgrounds, here's how you...
Yeah. And even things too that aren't direct, just, I wouldn't even call them tutorials, but more just like general tips of like, here's the 5 things we've noticed that are most effective in live streaming. Like, here's the 5 things to make sure you try and do.
Yeah. One thing we've actually considered too is starting, well, we actually already have a blog page. We just don't have very much information on it, but I think it'd be cool to have guest posts from users, especially users that have had success in live streaming or are starting in live streaming, and just sort of maybe write an article about lessons learned, or just sort of about the different use cases for live streaming and how people are using it. So if any of you out there are writers or bloggers and have an interest in that, feel free to shoot us an email, contact@StreamYard.com, and you can be one of the first writers, what do they call them? Contributors on the StreamYard blog.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to just have this collection of useful live streaming knowledge in one place, right?
Thanks, Jennifer. She's bringing in the hate. There we go.
That's good.
Richard's Grants Pass, Oregon. Wow, lots of Oregonians in here.
Oregonians. That's good.
Andy, of course, thanks for tuning in. We really enjoy doing them, actually. Like, Dan and I had very little experience live streaming before we started doing these. In fact, if you go to the very first town hall, you can probably tell that by how terrible my quality and connection is, because I was using my laptop, which has a really bad Wi-Fi card. But it's awesome, and we really enjoy it now. It's fun. We get to update you guys, hear what you're thinking about the product.
Yeah. No, I find it extremely useful too. Like, I'm yet to find another medium where you can, like what we're doing right now, where you can really engage with people the way that live streaming has, other than actually being there in person.
Yeah.
Which is extremely difficult.
In person, yeah, it's the next best thing after being in person. But even in person, I mean, if you're in a stadium with people, that's pretty tough too, if you've got a bunch of people there.
Yeah, that's true. Like, even then, if there was 50 of you in a room with us, it's still hard to.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, this might be better for that than that for this, because at least you can like see all the comments and whatnot.
Yeah.
Jennifer, I highly recommend having an about page. Yeah, it's just a. You know what? I'll make sure we get something out before next week, because I wanted to do one ages ago, and it's just something that keeps getting put off. Because I think that's a good idea. With only one person on, you don't get to see the cool backgrounds. I'd like the ability to resize or 3 choices with background showing. Hope that is clear. Yeah, that's clear. I get what you're saying. Especially, I think it's a good idea, especially with a new user who comes in, and because that's actually a question that comes in. Dan and I were talking about the most common questions today, and I forgot about that one. That one comes up all the time: is background's not working. How do I use the background? And you're right, Michael. That would help out with that quite a bit. Yeah,
and plus, just being able to, if you have a really cool like GIF or just something that looks really nice and makes it look professional, I totally get, like, make it a little smaller. I'm not sure exactly how we would style it, but like if you just shrink the whole thing a tiny bit.
Yeah, I feel like it would just be like we just have like a border essentially, right? And we just sort of like in Paint, just taking the corner and dropping it in basically.
Yeah.
All right, it's getting pretty close to 6:30, so let me make sure we didn't miss any of the topics we were going to cover. I was thinking about briefly talking about how StreamYard works as a fun topic. We have enough time for that. And actually, when I was on Michael's stream, it came up, and I thought it was a cool subject because a lot of people don't understand the difference between like a downloadable program and StreamYard and sort of what you're paying for with StreamYard. And the difference is when you're using something like OBS or Wirecast or something like that, you need a more powerful computer because it's your resources that are being used to do the live stream. So don't want to get too technical, but when you're sending a feed to YouTube, there's some complex stuff that has to happen as far as like changing the format of the video. And if you have different elements, mixing those things into the stream. And there's quite a few things that can go on, which is why if you just look up how to live stream on YouTube, there'll be lots of things about fancy hardware and the best type of CPU to have and things like that. Which none of that applies to stream. Well, it still helps, but it doesn't really apply to StreamYard because with StreamYard, when you start a live stream, you actually get your own little computer that we sort of allocate for you. Like, Michael's starting a stream. Let's grab this computer for him, and you're essentially just renting a little computer throughout the duration of your live stream that does most of that work for you. Which is why you're able to do a live stream on something like a Chromebook relatively easily. Mm-hmm. Which I challenge you to try to run OBS or something like that on a Chromebook. That would be something.
If you could download it.
Yeah, I guess that would be the first issue you'd run into.
But yeah, like the main thing is just if Gage was using another product right now or like an OBS or Wirecast and hosting this, he'd have to like pull in my camera video, mix that together, mix like all this stuff together on his machine, and then send that to YouTube. Whereas with what we do, he just sends it to StreamYard, just his camera, and I send mine just to StreamYard, and then StreamYard mixes them all of them together.
That's thanks, Jennifer. Arthur was asking if there's an affiliate system. Dan and I have talked about it. We don't have an affiliate system yet. It's mostly a matter of managing it and making it and prioritizing it. But we do have a referral program, which is nice and simple. If someone signs up with your referral link and they upgrade, you'll get a free month of StreamYard and they'll get $10 off. So nice and simple, nice and easy. It's just about 6:30, so we're probably going to wrap things up now. Let me just see if there's any other final questions.
And for those referrals, you can get there just from your StreamYard dashboard, just top right corner, my account, just referrals.
Yep, absolutely. 1776, thank you very much. Your stream was one of the streams that I caught when I was searching on YouTube, just StreamYard to see the types of streams that were going live, and I enjoyed your stream. It was awesome.
Cool.
I think it was gun reviews is what was going on. Country, are you going to have a plugin API? It would be farther down the road, but I do think something like that would be cool to be able to customize your streams. But there's a few big features we're getting out first. All right, I think we've pretty much covered everything. 3D printing llamas a bit late. That's okay. Thanks for tuning in anyways. Michael Daniels, have you thought about an embed link? I know I can stream YouTube and then embed that. Michael might be answering someone else's question, but yes, you can embed. It's actually a pretty cool thing to know, actually, is if you want to have the stream on your own website, you can set up this, you can schedule a stream on YouTube. And then we actually have on that docs I linked earlier, we have a document on how to do it. And you can get the embed code from YouTube. And if you have like a WordPress website or your own static website, whatever it is, you can just put that code on your website and then you'll be live on your own website, which is pretty cool.
One thing that's really cool as well is like usually to do something like that, you have to pay quite a bit.
Yeah, like if
you have to pay for all the servers. But yeah, if you do it with YouTube, like Gage just said, and it's very easy.
Yeah.
If you do it with YouTube, it's free. You can stream to your own website. You can make it unlisted. If you like just want people, say you're doing a course you want to charge for maybe on your website, you can make it unlisted, stream it to your website, and then have some kind of paywall in front of that. Like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do by embedding it. So yeah, like Gage said, it's on our docs page how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't remember who I saw doing it, but it was for a course website. She was embedding all her streams on her website, and it was very nicely done. So it's
Cool.
definitely a cool feature to use. All right, I think we pretty much covered all of it. I'll let you guys get back to your Sunday evening. There's a lot of you tonight, so thanks for tuning in. It's always fun to get lots of questions. Next week, we've got some exciting stuff next week, so make sure you tune in and check that one out. There's one feature in particular that has been requested quite a bit that I think people will be happy with, and it will be a fun one to use. So assuming all goes as planned, which it usually doesn't, but I think it will this week. It will be a good time to tune in. So thank you guys. This was episode number 27 of the StreamYard, or sorry, episode number 27. That was from last week, episode number 28 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. You guys have a good Sunday evening.
See you later, everyone. Exciting stuff coming.